Greetings, beautiful beings. Welcome to Pilates for Periods, where I am your instructor B. If you are navigating the transition of menopause or perimenopause, this practice is a dedicated space to cool your body, calm your mind, and reclaim your balance. Menopause can feel like a time of sudden changes, from hot flashes and joint stiffness to shifts in sleep and anxiety. Today, we are focusing on a gentle, cooling flow designed to ground your nervous system, support bone health, and soothe the adrenal glands. Grab two blocks, a pillow or a blanket, or even a chair so we can make every posture completely supportive. All right, beautiful beings, let's start by lowering down onto our backs and coming into a comfortable, supported, constructive rest position. So, we're going to go ahead and swing our legs around and come to the edge of our mat, placing our feet down on the mat with our hands straight out on our inhale. And then we're going to exhale and lower down vertebra by vertebra all the way down onto your back. Alrighty. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and bring our feet wide to the mat, and then we're going to bring our knees in to touch each other, and we're just going to rest in this position. Feel free to keep your hands off to the side with your palms facing up to receive all of the tantalizing energy from this practice. You can also put one hand over your heart and one hand over your stomach if that feels more comfortable for you. Now, at this time, you can also use a blanket or a pillow, placing the blanket under your hips and placing the pillow under your head for an even more restful and restorative position. However, whichever position works best for you, we're just going to breathe naturally in this position. Now, feel free to close your eyes or keep them in a slight gaze if that feels more comfortable for you. Continue breathing naturally in this position. You're doing such a great job, beautiful beings. Keep breathing naturally during this warm up for our menopause flow. All right, beautiful beings. If you had your eyes closed or in a slight gaze, go ahead and open them at this time. And we're going to go ahead and take a deep inhalation in through our nostrils and one exhalation out of our mouths. Now we're going to move forward into our supported seated forward fold. So go ahead and remove the pillow and the blanket if you were using one. We're going to go ahead and bring our knees into our chest on our inhale, and then we're going to exhale and rock up to sitting. We're going to go ahead and straighten our legs and bring our feet straight out in front of us with our feet flexed. Now, at this time, feel free to use a blanket or a pillow under your hips if you would like more support in this position. However, what we're going to do is take an inhale and lift our arms up. And then on our exhale, we're going to fold forward. Now, at this time, you don't want to round your back. You want to make sure that you're bringing your chest to your thighs or your knees. All right, guys. Now, if this is too much to come all the way down, feel free to keep a slight bend in your knees if that feels more comfortable for you. However, you can go down as far as you see fit. Now, you could bring your elbows down to the side of your legs, grabbing on to your feet, and then you can just fold over. Whatever works best for you at this moment, beautiful beings, we're going to do and breathe naturally. Continue breathing, beautiful beings. Inhaling through your nostrils and exhaling out of your nostrils. Feel free to breathe and exhale out of your mouth if that feels more comfortable for you. With every inhale, you can lengthen your back, and every exhale, you can sink deeper into your legs if that feels more comfortable for you. All right, beautiful beings, we're going to take one final inhalation in through our nostrils and one exhalation out of our mouths. We're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then we're going to exhale and release our hands from our feet if you were holding them, and we're going to gently roll back up to sitting. Now we're going to move forward into our supported bound angle pose. So we're actually going to remove the blanket, if you were using one, or pillow from under your hips. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the palms of our feet together as we transition into our supported Supta Baddha Konasana, or our supported bound angle. Now, what we're going to do is, if you have a block, if not, if you have a box this size, you can use that as well. But we're going to go ahead and long ways keep our block up. We're going to go ahead and place our feet on opposite sides of the block. We're going to grab onto our ankles and take an inhale as you straighten and elongate your back, pointing your head or crown towards the sky. And then you're going to exhale and lower your forehead down to the block. And we're just going to rest here and breathe naturally. Now, if you would like, you don't have to use the block for support. You can actually remove the block and come all the way down to your feet if that feels more comfortable for you. However, if you would like to come lower than what the long ways of the block was showing, you could definitely go ahead and turn the block onto the side, and that would allow you to lower your forehead lower towards your feet. Whatever works best for you at this time, we're going to do, and just breathe naturally in this position. So we're going to take an inhale again, elongate your back, pointing your crown towards the sky. And then we're going to exhale and fold over, bringing our forehead to either our feet, the mat, or our block. You're doing such an amazing job, beautiful being. Keep up the great work. Just breathing to your natural rhythm, inhaling through your nostrils and exhaling out of your nostrils. And if that is too much, then exhale out of your mouth. All right, beautiful beings, we're going to take one inhalation in through our nostrils and one exhalation out of our mouths. Now we're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then we're going to exhale and roll back up to sitting. All right, beautiful beings. Now we're going to go ahead and transition into our butterfly flap. Since we're already in the technical butterfly position, we're just going to remove the block from between our feet. We're going to bring the palms of our feet together, and we're going to take an inhale to prepare, ensuring that you still have a strong, straight, elongated back with your crown pointed to the sky. And then we're going to exhale and just flap your legs up and down gently, breathing naturally in this position. Now, as you do this position, we want to ensure that you are sucking your navel into your ribs as we build a strong core at this time. Now feel free to move your legs up and down as fast or as slow as you see fit for your body. We just want to release any tension that you may feel in your hips, as we tend to store stress, anxiety, and depression in our hips area. If we're going through perimenopause or menopause, we want to release any energy that may be stored in that area. Just keep breathing naturally as you flap your legs gently up and down like butterfly wings. We are almost to the end of our practice, beautiful beings. Keep up the amazing work. All right, beautiful beings. We're going to take one deep inhalation in through our nostrils and one exhalation out of our mouths. We're going to go ahead and start flapping our knees at this time. We're going to take our hands and help guide our knees together. So we're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then exhale, we're going to close our legs. Inhale, we're going to stick our feet and our arms out in front of us. And on our exhale, we're going to lower down onto our backs, vertebra by vertebra, as we transition into our supported Sphinx pose. Now that your back is completely onto the mat, we're going to gently roll over onto our stomachs and come into our Sphinx pose. All right, guys, with our traditional Sphinx, we want to ensure that our shoulders are over our elbows with our forearms straight out in front of us and our feet pointed towards the back straight out in front of us. Now, for the supported version, feel free to go ahead and you can place a blanket under where your elbows and your arms would be. And you could put a pillow out in front of you to place your arms onto that pillow. If it's more convenient for you, feel free to bring the blanket between your hips and your knees for support there as well. You can even put blocks under your feet if that is support for you. Whatever works best for your body, we're going to go ahead and do it this time. And just breathe naturally in this position, beautiful beings. Keep breathing, beautiful beings. You're doing such an amazing job. With this gentle back bend and chest opener, continue breathing naturally. All right, beautiful beings. We're going to take an inhale through our nostrils and exhale out of our mouths. You're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then you're going to exhale and lower your forehead down to the mat. Feel free to wiggle your hips to give yourself a gentle reset. And then we're going to transition into our supported alligator. So in this position, you could just gently take your hands and place them on top of each other, and then place your forehead on top of your hands and breathe naturally in this position. However, if you would like more support, feel free to use a pillow or a block under your forehead. Now, if you would like, you can keep the blanket or your pillow, bolster, whatever you're using under your hips if you would like more support. However, whichever option works best for you, we're going to get into that position at this time. And you're just going to breathe naturally in this position. Breathe naturally in this position, beautiful beings. We are almost to the end of this flow. Hang tight. You're doing such an amazing job. We're going to take an inhale through our nostrils, and then we're going to exhale out of our mouths. Now, if you were using a block or a pillow at your forehead, go ahead and remove it at this time. If you were using a blanket or a bolster under your hips or blocks under your feet, go ahead and remove them at this time. And we're going to transition into our legs up the wall. So we're going to go ahead and roll back onto our backs. And we're going to go ahead and take an inhale to prepare. And then we're going to exhale and lift our legs straight up in the air for legs up the wall. You can keep your feet pointed or flex, whatever works best for you. However, if you would like to be supported in this position, feel free to use a block or a blanket or a bolster. And you're going to place it under your lower back above your glute for the support. If you would like a pillow, you could put the pillow under your head. However, this is where the wall or a chair comes in handy. If you would like to use the actual wall, come to the closest wall that you have. And what we're going to do is bring our hips and our glutes to the bottom edge of the wall. And then you're going to scoot in if you need to. And then you're just going to place your legs on the wall and breathe naturally like that. However, if you would like to use a chair instead, you're going to go ahead and take the chair, bring it to the edge of your mat. We're going to go ahead and come down on to our glutes touching the mat. You're going to place your legs onto the chair, bringing the back of your knees to the chair. And you're just going to lower gently onto the mat and breathe naturally. Now feel free, you could put a block under your lower back if you would still like. You could put a pillow under your head if you would like. However, whatever works best for you, we're going to do at this time. Now, feel free to close your eyes or keep them in a slight gaze. You could place your hands off to the side with your palms facing up to continue receiving all of the tantalizing energy from this practice, or even place one hand over your heart and one over your stomach. However, just breathe naturally in this position. Beautiful beings, we have made it to our cool down. After the gentle warm up and flow, we're just going to reset our body before transitioning into Savasana. So continue breathing naturally in this position. Now, if you had your eyes closed or in a slight gaze, go ahead and open them at this time. And we're going to go ahead and take an inhale through our nostrils and exhale out of our mouths. All right, beautiful beings, we have made it to our final Savasana. So, in whichever way you were in, legs up the wall, whether you was using a chair, you were using an actual wall, or you were using support on your mat, or if you were just in the traditional position on your mat, we're going to go ahead and move everything out of the way, and we're going to scoot comfortably onto our mat and come into a full corpse position with our legs straight out in front of us and our feet out open to the side. We're going to go ahead and place our backs back down onto the mat and our heads on the mat. And we're just going to breathe naturally in this position. Now, feel free to keep your eyes closed or in a slight gaze if that feels comfortable for you. However, we would like for you to release all of the muscles in your body and sink deeper into your mat with every exhalation that you do. So go ahead and breathe naturally here, inhaling through your nostrils and exhaling out of your nostrils, or exhaling out of your mouth if that feels more comfortable for you. You did such an amazing job today, beautiful being. As you honored your body and your space to better manage your perimenopause or your menopause symptoms. Just keep breathing naturally in this position. Now feel free to open your mouth, releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth, and breathe naturally in this position. However, if you would like to participate in a cooling breath before we leave this practice, which is Sitalí breathing, go ahead and roll the tip of your tongue back. Connect your teeth, and we're going to inhale through our nostrils and exhale out of our mouths. Two more times. We're going to inhale through our nostrils with our tongue curled and our teeth touching together. And exhale out of our mouths. One last time. Inhale through our nostrils. And this time we're going to exhale our final breath through our nostrils. Now go ahead and go back to your natural rhythm of breathing. Now feel free to stay in Savasana for however long you see fit. However, if you are ready to move forward with this practice and with your day, we're going to go ahead and participate in an I am power statement, with I representing inspiration, A representing affirmations, and M representing manifestations. And the I am power statement for today is: I am whole, resilient, and deeply connected to my inner power. I honor the transformation of my body and celebrate the profound wisdom and freedom of this space. Now, if you had your eyes closed or in a slight gaze, go ahead and open them at this time. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and bring awareness back to the body. We're going to go ahead and turn over onto our sides into a comfortable fetal position for one final reset. And then you're going to use the earth, the ground, or the mat to bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And we're going to finish class like always by taking one final deep inhalation and bring your hands to upward salute on your inhale. And then we're going to exhale and lower our palms down to our foreheads as we manifest intentional thoughts, genuine thoughts, and peaceful thoughts. We're going to lower our palms down to our mouth as we manifest intentional words, genuine words, and peaceful words. And then we're going to lower our palm down to our heart as we manifest intentional love, genuine love, and peaceful love. Thank you so much for attending our menopause flow today. Now, if this flow resonated with you, feel free to save it for the future or share it with somebody who you feel like can also resonate with it. Now, we look forward to seeing you during our next yoga or Pilates flow. However, until then, we do manifest a positive, productive, and peaceful remainder of your day and your menstrual journey ahead. Peace.